The Harris family is breaking down in real time. Tears, panic, desperation, it's all spilling out as the shocking truth about King Harris's condition has finally been revealed. And it's worse than anyone could have imagined. Doctors have given the family devastating news. He might not survive. Yes, you heard that right. The son of rap legend T.I. and Tiny is now fighting for his life, and the entire hip-hop world is frozen in shock. What started as whispers about his health has spiraled into a full-blown nightmare, with fans glued to every update, begging for answers, begging for hope. Insiders describe scenes of heartbreak inside the hospital, relatives crying in the hallway, family friends begging the public for prayers, and doctors warning that the next 24 hours could decide everything. The situation has become so dire that even the family's closest allies are calling it a miracle or tragedy moment. And the worst part? Rumors are swirling that the truth about what led King Harris here is darker than anyone expected. Did this come from a shocking accident? A brutal attack? Or was it something even more sinister? Stay locked in because the details you're about to hear will shake you to your core. And by the end of this story, you'll understand why fans everywhere are bracing for the unthinkable. From the very beginning, King Harris has lived a life unlike most. Born into the spotlight as the son of T.I. and Tiny. Every move has been scrutinized, dissected, and judged by millions. Growing up in the shadows of two entertainment powerhouses, King was never just a kid. He was a target, a headline waiting to happen, a story people couldn't stop watching. But what many forget is that behind the flashy lifestyle and viral moments, King Harris has always struggled with the weight of expectation. From the cameras shoved in his face as a child star on T.I. and Tiny, the family hustled to the endless comparisons to his father's legacy. King has carried a burden that only intensified as he got older. By the time he was a teenager, King was already a polarizing figure, known for his outspoken personality, unpredictable behavior, and explosive social media moments. He became a magnet for controversy, from public fights caught on camera to reckless Instagram lives that spiraled into trending chaos. It always seemed like King was walking a tightrope between stardom and self-destruction, and every time he stumbled, the internet was quick to pounce. Fans accused him of being spoiled, reckless, and out of control. Critics claimed he was wasting the opportunities his parents had worked so hard to create. But insiders, those who truly knew him, painted a different picture. A young man crying out for help, battling demons most never saw. Those closest to him whispered about the pressure cooker he was living in, constant eyes on him, the struggle to carve out his own identity while drowning in his family's fame, and the unrelenting pressure to prove himself in an industry that demanded perfection. It all came to a head earlier this year, when King's behavior grew darker, more erratic. Reports of late-night fights, disturbing live streams, and dangerous crowds began circulating online. Videos surfaced of him in heated confrontations, his voice cracking as he lashed out. "Y'all don't know what I go through." Fans dismissed it as drama, but now, in hindsight, those words look like a desperate cry. And then came the incident. The night everything changed, details remain murky. But what we do know is this: King Harris was rushed to the hospital under emergency circumstances. At first, sources described it as complications and a sudden health scare. But within hours, whispers turned into confirmation. This wasn't a simple illness. Something catastrophic had happened. Family members rushed to his side. Tiny was reportedly seen sobbing in the hospital lobby, her voice breaking as she begged for prayers. T.I., usually composed and commanding, was described as shaken, pacing, unable to process. Friends and relatives posted cryptic messages, online heart emojis, prayer hands, broken hearts, without revealing the truth, only fueling speculation. And as the hours passed, the narrative shifted from hopeful to dire. That's when the doctors reportedly delivered the gut punch. King's condition was so severe that the next few hours could determine everything. Survival wasn't guaranteed. That revelation broke the internet. Fans who once mocked King suddenly flooded timelines with prayers and desperate pleas. Hashtags like #PrayForKing and #StayStrongHarrisFamily trended globally. Even those who criticized him in the past admitted they were shaken, saying no one deserved to go through something like this. But here's where it gets even more chilling. Insiders claim the truth behind. King's condition is far darker than the sanitized reports making headlines. Some whisper it was the result of a violent altercation that spiraled out of control. Others suggest it was linked to his reckless lifestyle, the same one fans had been warning about for months. A few even hint that foul play might have been involved, that King Harris may have been targeted, no matter the cause. The fallout is undeniable. A family shattered, an industry rattled, and fans worldwide united in shock and fear. Because this isn't just another celebrity headline. This is a young life hanging by a thread. A family's worst nightmare playing out under the harshest spotlight imaginable. And with doctors warning he might not survive, the question is no longer what happened, but what happens next. And trust me, the next twist in this story will leave you speechless. The Harris family's pain wasn't supposed to be public. This was supposed to be private, a nightmare they'd endure behind hospital doors. But the moment news of King Harris's condition leaked, the internet seized on every whisper, every rumor, every pixel of information. And what surfaced next didn't just shock fans. It terrified them. The first real bombshell came from an anonymous hospital staffer. They posted on a private forum, "I can't give details, but I've never seen a family so broken. The doctors are saying it's touch and go. This young man is fighting for his life." The post went viral within minutes, screenshots spreading like wildfire. Suddenly, it wasn't speculation anymore, it was confirmation. King wasn't stable. He wasn't safe. He was on the brink. Then came the whispers about how he ended up there. At first, reports suggested it was exhaustion, stress, maybe even an accident. But then, a flood of alleged text messages hit social media, screenshots supposedly between King and a close friend just hours before the collapse. In one of the messages, King allegedly wrote, "I can't keep doing this, bro. My head's messed up. The pressure's too much. If something happens, tell my mom I tried." Fans froze. The words didn't sound like a kid just dealing with a bad night. They sounded like someone carrying unbearable weight. But that wasn't the only leak. Another set of screenshots appeared, this time supposedly between King's girlfriend and a friend. In them, she claimed, he was scared. "He told me someone was after him. I don't know if he was paranoid or real, but he was terrified." The internet went into overdrive. Was King's collapse connected to stress and mental health struggles? Or was something darker at play? Had he been threatened? Was he caught in a feud that escalated too far? And then came the video that made fans' stomachs drop. A grainy clip from that same night surfaced online. It showed King in a heated argument at a local spot, his voice raised, his hands trembling. Witnesses say just moments later, he stumbled and collapsed, his friends screaming as they tried to help. The clip cut off before showing what happened next. But it painted a chilling picture. Whatever led to this wasn't peaceful. Meanwhile, inside the hospital, emotions boiled over. Tiny, normally a fierce protector of her family, was seen sobbing uncontrollably, whispering prayers under her breath. T.I., usually composed, was reportedly so overcome with rage that he had to be pulled aside by family friends. One insider claimed he kept saying, "This ain't supposed to happen to my boy. Not like this." Fans flooded social media with prayers. Celebrities too. Rap stars, singers, even actors posted messages of support. "Stay strong. King, we're praying for you. Sending love to T.I. and Tiny right now. Nobody should go through this. Please God, pull him through this. Please God, pull him through." But just when it seemed like this was simply a tragic health crisis, the first twist shattered that narrative. A journalist broke the silence with a chilling revelation. King's collapse wasn't natural. According to their report, doctors were investigating external factors, substances in his system that shouldn't have been there. They didn't say what, but the phrasing was enough to ignite a firestorm. Was this an overdose? Was something slipped to him? Was this the result of reckless choices? Or a deliberate act by someone else? And then came the claim that rocked the entire fan base. A nurse allegedly overheard King muttering one name before he lost consciousness. That name has not been released, but insiders are whispering that it could connect to someone close, maybe even someone the family trusted. Suddenly, this wasn't just a health scare. It was a mystery. A young man clinging to life, a family in shambles, and a growing suspicion that what happened to King Harris wasn't an accident at all. The cliffhanger. A leaked voicemail, allegedly from King himself, surfaced at the end of the night. In it, his voice is faint, shaky. If anything happens, it wasn't me. Don't let them twist it. Fans are left terrified, confused, and desperate for answers. Who is them? What really happened that night? And will King survive long enough to tell the truth himself? The Harris family's heartbreak had already captured the world. But what came next turned this tragedy into a full-blown scandal. Just when fans were bracing for updates on King's condition, a second wave of leaks and revelations exploded across the internet, shifting the narrative from pray for recovery to what really happened. At first, the updates from the hospital were vague. A spokesperson described King as critical but stable, a phrase that gave some hope but left more questions than answers. But within hours, another insider shattered the calm with one chilling statement. The doctors aren't telling the full story. There are complications they can't explain. The speculation reached fever pitch when a supposed toxicology report began circulating online, though unverified. The document claimed King's system showed traces of substances that didn't match any prescribed medications. Fans immediately split into camps, some screaming that this was evidence of foul play. Others insisting it was fake news meant to smear him. But the words at the bottom of the page left everyone breathless. Cause of collapse. Under investigation, then came the bombshell video. A TikTok user claimed they were at the same venue King was last seen, and they uploaded shaky footage that allegedly captured the moments before his collapse. The clip showed King surrounded by a group of people, voices raised, tension thick. One blurred figure seemed to hand him something, and seconds later, King stumbled. The video ended abruptly, but the implication was enough to ignite chaos. Theories spread like wildfire. Was King poisoned? Did someone slip him something without his knowledge? Or was this the result of reckless choices that spiraled out of control? The internet turned into a digital crime scene. Fans dissecting every frame of the video, slowing it down, circling objects in the background, demanding justice. Meanwhile, celebrities began weighing in, and the tone shifted from sympathy to suspicion. A fellow rapper posted, "Y'all be blind to what's in front of you. Protect your kids, protect your circle." Fans instantly linked it to King, interpreting it as a warning that his inner circle might have betrayed him. Another artist tweeted simply, "Some people don't collapse. They get pushed." That single line racked up millions of likes, fueling even more theories. Inside the hospital, emotions reached a breaking point. Sources claimed T.I. exploded at staff, demanding answers, furious that speculation was spreading faster than facts. Tiny, meanwhile, reportedly broke down during a visit, whispering prayers over King's bedside as family. Members tried to shield her from the growing media circus outside. And then the shocking reveal. A journalist dropped a bombshell article claiming investigators had obtained security footage from the venue where King was last seen. According to their sources, the footage shows clear evidence of an exchange, someone slipping something into his drink. Before the collapse, the internet went nuclear. Headlines screamed, "King Harris targeted." Shocking venue footage confirms suspicion, not an accident. Harris family demands answers. Who slipped King Harris the poison? Investigation underway. Fans rallied, demanding justice. Hashtags like #JusticeForKing and #FindTheTruth trended worldwide. Influencers uploaded hour-long breakdowns, piecing together timelines. pointing fingers at anyone seen near him that night. And then came the cliffhanger that left everyone gasping. A leaked hospital note appeared online, scribbled in rushed handwriting, allegedly from a nurse. It read, "Patient repeatedly whispered, 'They set me up before losing consciousness again.'" That note changed everything. It wasn't just a collapse. It wasn't just an accident. According to King himself, it was a setup. But who set him up? Was it rivals jealous of his fame? A former friend with a grudge? Or someone closer, someone no one would ever suspect? Now, with doctors warning he might not survive and evidence pointing to foul play, the Harris family is trapped in a nightmare that's no longer just personal. It's criminal, and the world is left holding its breath, waiting for the next shocking truth to drop out. The phrase, "They set me up," didn't just rattle the Harris family, it detonated across the entire internet. In seconds, King Harris' fight for survival turned into a global movement. Fans weren't just praying anymore, they were demanding answers. Demanding justice and demanding names. Twitter erupted first. Hashtags like #JusticeForKing, #WhoSetHimUp, and #PrayForTheHarrises trended worldwide. One fan wrote, "If King himself said it was a setup, believe him." Somebody wanted this to happen. Another fired back, "Y'all turning this into conspiracy theories? Let the family grieve." The arguments became so fierce that entire fan pages imploded. Friendships ended and Discord servers collapsed under the weight of the debate. On TikTok, creators uploaded timeline breakdowns, minute-by-minute recaps of King's last public appearance. Some slowed down the leaked venue video, pointing out suspicious figures in the background. Others analyzed his leaked texts, highlighting phrases like "pressure's too much" and "someone's after me." These videos weren't small. They were pulling millions of views, fueling the hysteria even further. And then came the celebrity reactions. A major Atlanta rapper, someone who had mentored King in the past, tweeted, "This ain't random. I've been telling y'all, snakes everywhere." Fans instantly assumed he knew more than he was letting on. Another artist posted on IG, "Setups don't come from strangers. They come from people you call family." That one cryptic story sent the internet spiraling into chaos. Who is he talking about? Meanwhile, actors, singers, and athletes were flooding timelines with prayers. A Grammy-winning R&B star wrote, "Please, Lord, pull him through. We can't lose another young king." A popular comedian posted, "This ain't entertainment. This is real life. Send love, not hate." But the industry itself was splitting. Behind closed doors, insiders whispered about how explosive this situation could get if investigators confirmed foul play. Executives feared the fallout, festivals worried about protests, record labels braced for lawsuits, and PR teams scrambled to distance their clients from the chaos. One anonymous manager admitted to a blog, "Everybody in Atlanta right now is nervous. Too many connections. Too many people who might be caught up in this if the truth drops." And then came the fan movements. Outside the hospital, hundreds of people gathered with candles, posters, and signs reading "King deserves justice and no more cover-ups." Live streams showed fans singing his father's songs, praying together, and demanding authorities take action. The scene looked less like a vigil and more like a protest, fueled by rage as much as grief. But not everyone was united. Online, heated arguments escalated between those who insisted King was targeted versus those who accused him of making reckless choices. The comments got ugly, with some blaming the Harris family's fame, others blaming the industry, and others accusing rivals of orchestrating the setup, and then the media poured gasoline on the fire. TMZ ran the headline, "King Harris whispered they set me up." Inside the hospital, chaos. Rolling Stone asked, "Was King Harris the victim of an industry betrayal?" Even CNN weighed in, "The Harris family in crisis. What really happened to King?" Every outlet had a take, and every take deepened the divide. Some painted him as a tragic victim. Others hinted he may have been complicit in his own downfall. And through it all, the Harris family stayed silent. Their only words being pleas for prayers. But the silence only made things worse. Rumors spiraled out of control, with fans speculating about who in his inner circle might be behind the alleged setup. Names began trending: friends, associates, even distant collaborators. Some were dragged through the mud with no evidence at all, their reputations shredded overnight. And just when the chaos felt unbearable, another shocking report surfaced. Investigation had identified at least one person of interest. Authorities refused to release a name, but that phrase alone sent the internet into meltdown. Fans flooded timelines with theories, demanding to know who betrayed King Harris. The Harris family is in tears, the fans are in uproar, and the industry is trembling. Because if this really was a setup, if King Harris was targeted deliberately, then someone powerful is about to be exposed, and when that name drops, it won't just break the internet. It will break trust in the entire hip-hop world. The Harris family thought the worst was over when King Harris was stabilized. But they had no idea that the real nightmare was just beginning. Because the investigation that was supposed to bring answers ended up delivering the most shocking twist of all. The whispers started. With a single leaked headline draft from a local news station, authorities narrowed down key person of interest in King Harris case. Fans barely had time to breathe before another journalist confirmed it. Yes, investigators now believed King's collapse wasn't random. Someone close to him may have played a role. And then came the bombshell. An anonymous police insider leaked to a blog that the person of interest wasn't a stranger. It was someone who had been in King's circle for months. Someone he trusted. Someone who appeared in photos with him, laughed with him on live streams, and rode in the same cars. The internet lost its mind. Names started trending instantly. Friends, associates, even family acquaintances. Twitter turned into a frenzy of accusations, with hashtags like #BetrayedByHisOwn and #WhoDidIt dominating feeds. Fans were glued to every update, every rumor, desperate to know the name. Then, a voice note surfaced, allegedly from a close friend of the Harris family. In the muffled recording, you can hear a woman sobbing, saying, "He kept saying it wasn't an accident. He kept saying someone close did this to him. If he doesn't make it, the truth has to come out." That one leak was enough to send the fandom into hysteria. If King himself believed someone near him set him up, then who could it be? Theories spiraled. Was it a jealous friend who envied his fame? A rival from Atlanta's underground scene? Or worse, someone inside his own extended family? Meanwhile, the hospital issued another vague but haunting update. The patient remains in critical condition. We cannot guarantee survival. Doctors had essentially admitted what fans feared: King Harris might not make it. The Harris family, broken and sobbing, reportedly gathered around his bed, begging for a miracle, and just when emotions were at their breaking point. The final twist hit like ATHUNDERCLAP. A top journalist tweeted, "We've obtained surveillance footage investigators are reviewing. What it shows will change everything. No description, no details, just that one cryptic line." The internet went insane. Fans demanded the footage. Blogs teased exclusives. Celebrities suddenly went quiet, some deleting tweets they'd made hours before. The silence only made the speculation louder, and the cliffhanger. Another anonymous insider hinted that the footage doesn't just show the person of interest. It allegedly shows King confronting them. The last clear moments before his collapse may reveal the betrayal in real time. But here's the gut punch. The footage hasn't been released. Not yet. Investigators are holding it back, and the world is left in unbearable suspense. So now fans are left with three terrifying questions. Who in King's circle set him up? What exactly does that surveillance footage show? And with doctors warning he may not survive, will King Harris live long enough to tell the truth himself? The Harris family is begging for prayers. The fans are demanding justice. And the industry is bracing for an explosion. Because once that name is revealed, it won't just rock Atlanta, it will rock the entire world. And until then, we're all left hanging on the edge of the most heartbreaking cliffhanger yet. And now we're standing at the edge of the storm. King Harris is still fighting for his life. Doctors are warning the family he might not survive. And investigators are sitting on surveillance footage that could change everything. The Harris family is in tears, begging the world for prayers, while fans everywhere are demanding justice. But here's the chilling truth. We don't have all the answers yet. We don't know the name of the person of interest. We don't know what that surveillance footage really shows. And we don't know if King Harris himself will ever get the chance to reveal what happened in his own words. So now the question is for you, the fans, the viewers, the people who've been following every second of this devastating story. Do you believe King was truly set up by someone close to him? If the footage drops and the name is revealed, should that person be exposed to the world immediately? Or should investigators hold back until King recovers? And the hardest question of all, if the unthinkable happens and King Harris doesn't survive, will the truth ever be told? Or will it be buried forever? Drop your thoughts in the comments because your voices are shaping the conversation. Your theories are fueling the debate. And your prayers are carrying the Harris family through this nightmare. And remember, this isn't the end. The investigation is ongoing, the footage is waiting, and the truth is creeping closer every single day. When the next twist hits, and it will hit, we'll be here to break it all down for you, moment by moment. Smash that like button if you're keeping King Harris in your thoughts. Subscribe and turn on notifications because the next update could bring the biggest reveal yet. And share this video because the world needs to see what's happening before it's too late. The Harris family is praying. The fans are praying. And right now, the entire industry is holding its breath. Because when that footage finally drops, everything changes. Everything changes.